2019 was a year of change for the channel. I cut back on story times, doubled my hunting, and didn't play a single Batman or Lego game this year. Huge, huh? But when number 75 came around, I wanted something familiar. So here... So hey, Borderlands 3 is out. It's finally out, and I planned every other game that features Borderlands in the title. So let's go! Let's go! Do a little bit of planet hopping. Find the final votes. Fuck yeah! City Slicker trophies glitched. Side missions are glitched. Other location trophies are glitched. Fuck! Alright, my mental stability is chaos. I'm fucking pissed. I want to punch a criminal in the face. More, and more. So fuck it. Let's plat. So Platinum number 75. Joker movie's coming out. Arkham whatever is coming out. Being teased more than my dick at a stripper club. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go back to Arkham Asylum. Let's go do the game that set off everything for Batman last generation. Except we're going to do the Return to Arkham. And we're going to have a good time. Let's just fucking go. God damn it. Borderlands 3. You fucked it up, man. You fucked it up big time. I'll make that video one day. Not today, depressingly. But one day, I'll make that video. Shut up, Quincy. Alright. So, let's go through everything that has to deal with lovely Arkham Asylum. Arkham Asylum was the first game in the Batman Arkham series, and really didn't have a lot of expectations on it. That was probably the best thing for it. It was a game that no one really expected a lot from it. All it had to do was be passable. And when it came out, I was in 09? I want to say middle school? When I first played this game, it was the PS3 version, and the Welcome to the Madhouse was all over the back, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. So, I was like, fuck it. Let's do Arkham Asylum. Started playing it, and instantly I'm like, we are back in the motion. It was great. I absolutely loved being back on the island. So, that alone, love the story, love how it controls. I played it on hard difficulty this time around because I've played Arkham games. I've played every single one of them. I've platinumed now 2 of them. I don't need any counts and notifications to be going on. But doing it that way, it'll get you 3 different trophies once you finish the story. The bang, big bang, the big bang, the bigger bang, biggest bang, which I don't know, like if you've played an Arkham game, there's no reason not to go for the hard difficulty trophy from the get-go. There's no real reason for it. The other thing is that even if you start on hard, if you've never played one of these games before, the moves are highly telegraphed, so you'll be able to see them, push your counter button, and be fine. Like none of the boss fights are really all that difficult. Nothing in this game was like, I'm gonna go insane. None of it happened. However, because I was going through as a trophy hunter this time around and not as just a casual stroll in Batman shoes, boots and cowl, boots and cowl, and boots and cowl, I ended up spending a lot of the game in detective mode. Which, 100%, if it wasn't for Riddler, there wouldn't be a problem. Wouldn't be a problem whatsoever. The amount of time you spend in this game looking like this, almost non-existent, because of how much time you are spending just dealing with Riddler shit. From seeing breakable walls, from seeing pretty much everything again that goes on in the game. If it wasn't for the Riddler, you'd actually be able to enjoy a lot more of the game's visual aesthetic. Now that being said, this game is perfect. It's a perfect Batman sim if you play it by itself. The problem is that I've played all the Batman games, all the Arkham games. I know where this goes, so a lot of times I would try to do a move that I thought was in this game, but I didn't realize was actually in the second game, or in the third game, or in the prequel. Like, the number of times I was like, alright, I'm going to use my zip line, I'm going to get on top of it, I'm going to use that on that, and it's going to be really good. The amount of times I did that was insane, because it didn't work. And I was like, why isn't this working? And I think for me, going through as a hunter, a lot of the troubles I had with this game was because I kept expecting more of it. I was expecting Arkham City when I was playing Asylum. So a lot of the moves I was trying to do and got really comfortable doing when I played Arkham Knight came from City. So it became part of an issue. Now most of the trophies are very straightforward. With the exception of 3 of them, which are easily missable and you kind of have to be aware of. The first one is when Joker first takes over the asylum, the room gets filled with poison, with laughing gas, and there are 3 people you kind of have to like pick up before they fall and die. Those aren't a big deal. Pretty much, you pick those guys up, you're good to go. I actually ended up doing this both on the PS3 version when I first played it, and on this version, one, because I'm like, well, that's what Batman does. He saves people. Even if you're a wanted criminal, he'll save you and then he'll knock your lights out so you can't talk again. Because that's just the kind of guy he is. And then the Party Pooper trophy, which, because I did it on hard difficulty, did give me some trouble. Because once you kind of get hit and all your vision goes... And yes, I want Google Translate to try to subtitle that sound effect, because I'd love to see what it comes up with. It does kind of create a, oh, okay, I'm surrounded by people, I'm kind of screwed here type deal. Because once you kind of get hit, at least in my experience, you get hit once, it's like, alright, you have to find somewhere to counter, because if you don't counter that first hit, by the time you recover, you're going to get hit again and again and again, and kind of just like dogpile until you get screwed, which isn't fun. So between the No Man Left Behind and the Party Pooper trophies, those are the 2 campaign ones that are absolutely missable, and if you don't do them, you just kind of have to start from the beginning again, and that kind of sucks. So keep your mind open for those 2, one in the very beginning of the game and one in the very end, right before you do the boss fight with Titan Joker. So those are the only 2 you really have to worry about. Beat up everyone in a party hat right before the boss fight. Pick up the 2 officers and criminal when the laughing gas fills the room. Those are the biggest 2. Alright. The other one I wanted to talk about was the Amano trophy. Now, the way I did this trophy was pretty simple, truth be told. What I did was, first off, I had to know that it was there, and because I'd played through this game before, I didn't really care about knowing what the trophy list was going to be, because I had played through it before. So, walking in to this one, I was like, alright, there's a moment in the Botanical Gardens that you'll get faced off against 2 Titan henchmen. This is when you're gonna do it. You can also do it in the Rumble in the Jungle Extreme, but there are way more enemies going on there, and you're gonna have a much harder time, I found, than if you're just gonna do it in the campaign, doing that. So what I did was, the white guy and the black guy both kind of rushing at you, Titan henchmen attacking you at all times. What I did for these guys is that I only used the batarang on one of them. I would always be behind one of the Titan members, and as soon as they were about to charge, I would throw my batarang at the one that was charging, have him hit the other guy. This would cause both guys to be stunned, and then I could get in close on whoever I didn't use the batarang on. So if I used the batarang on the black guy, I would jump over to the white Titan henchman after he ran into him and he'd be stunned. I'd stun him and then I'd melee him into oblivion. And I would continually use the other henchman to beat up on the henchman I didn't want to use any anything for. So it was quickly became a thing of, okay, if I try to do this solo, I'm gonna have a much harder time. And really can't do it with just one dude. You really you're gonna have a much harder time with one Titan henchman. So if you use the two against each other, it's way easier. It's almost laughably easy. Using that method, you get it done really, really quickly. So there's that. Everything else that I kind of struggled with was pretty much just not remembering certain parts of the game. So in the time that I played this game, not only have I played the other games and I played Spider-Man, I forgot that you kind of had to point in which direction you wanted to jump. You kind of had to jump across everything. So that was the whole thing that I just forgot I had to do. So, A. B, the other thing I forgot is that I forgot about the Baby Brutality 101 trophy. So, after looking into all the actual trophy lists this time around, there's a Brutality 101 trophy essentially for each game. Brutality 101 trophy is the trophy that the last time I talked about Batman, a Batman Arkham game, that was the trophy that pretty much broke me. I spent 3 days in one combat challenge, going at it over and over and over again until I finally popped. That trophy and that whole thing was one of the beginning inspirations for the show. And I highly recommend, if you want to know more about that one, go watch that video. It is older. I haven't quite... Well, I don't have a hold on what I want the show to be as of right now. I had much less of a hold of what I wanted it to be back then. So keep in mind with that. I don't think the mic was nearly as good either. So there were a couple of issues with that game, with that video, and maybe one day I'll go back and I'll do some stuff and have some fun with the older videos, kind of making them better. I don't know. Things I gotta think about. So there's that. The other thing that this game requires you to do is that you have to be a completionist. One of the trophies is Perfect Knights, which you get for doing absolutely everything in the game. This includes every Joker teeth, every riddle, every trophy, everything. You gotta do it, and you'll pop a trophy for it. The thing that I was most disappointed about, though, is that this also includes the challenge mode. Specifically, the combat challenge mode, which I love so much. And the fact that not only is there a combat challenge mode, you have to get all the stars for this mode. And one of the only ways to do that is to get the Baby Brutality 101 trophy. Not once, but multiple times, because there are score bonuses for doing having massive variation in all of that, which, kinda sucks. So with all that, the combat challenges are easily what took the most amount of efforts, and once again threaten my goddamn sanity to do this. I don't know why Batman hates me. I don't know why this is what I've decided to do, but it's what happens every goddamn time. I swear, I used to not really have a problem with score attack modes. After this game and Rise of the Tomb Raider, which I still have to make that video, and I'm working on that one, and I will eventually make that video, I absolutely hate the words score attack and speed run. Those are two words that just should not exist, and they are the bane of my hunting existence. Moving on. With the Perfect Knight trophy, you have to get 100%. which counts the challenge modes. So that's one trophy locked behind it. The combat challenge modes also require you to get 3 stars per challenge mode. Getting all 3 stars in all the combat challenge modes would net you another 3 trophies. You get 1 for getting 1 star in every challenge mode, you get 2 stars for every challenge mode, and then 1 for getting all the stars. Those are 3 trophies. Then there are the Predator challenge trophies, which in comparison to the combat challenge mode are easy as fuck. I know I showed off one of the me getting the last Predator challenge mode at the beginning of this episode, and I did that for a reason, because hey, I just needed to hold on to it, that last mission, because I knew if I did that combat challenge mode, I was gonna get all 3 stars instantly, and it wouldn't have been an issue. But just for me personally, for me to say I prefer the stealth portion of a game in comparison to heavy combat is absolutely insanity. I hate being stealthy. I would rather get in, tie up all the loose ends super quickly, and then move the fuck out. But the Predator challenge modes were basically my baby. There were 1 or 2 of them that got super frustrating because I couldn't figure out the timing right, but it was basically like giving myself a Rubik's puzzle, a Rubik's cube, and was like, hey, there you go, solve this damn puzzle. And I was like, alright, not a problem. And just general traversal being more of a problem in the campaign than stealth did in these Predator challenges. This game was the game that not only revolutionized but also standardized what a modern superhero game is going to look like. And it is easily the greatest Batman game to be given in a while. Not even a question. The fact that this game is so good and so amazing is great for me. But it does bring in the fact that playing this game as a trophy hunter is a very different experience than how I first played it. When I first played it, I dicked around with the challenge mode, wasn't really giving it any thought, and I dicked around with some of the Riddler challenges, didn't really give it any thought on the PS3 version. Coming back on this version, I gave that shit a lot of thought. And going through and with all the riddles and doing everything the game did, first off, it was absolutely ingenious how it worked throughout all of that. The fact that there are so many Arkham inmates that you learn about through the Riddler challenges not only made me really, really happy, but it was something that I was like, if they ever wanted to, this is the, real quick, this is actually what I was talking about when I was saying I fucked that up. The No Man Gets Left Behind trophy, this is what I'm talking about. So I picked up those 2, and I'm going to pick up this guy right here. And then, boom, that would have popped the trophy, but I got a platinum, so you don't have to worry about it. Just getting to see all the little details they put in for all the characters, like the Great White Shark, Humpty Dumpty, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, the Mad Hatter, all these characters that kind of get references and mentions was absolutely amazing. The fact that there's a whole room that's dedicated to Arkham City and the planning of Arkham City is awesome. Clayface being in the game, which I didn't even realize Clayface was in the game the first time I played through, absolutely amazing. So I do have a not only broader but a greater love for this game after platinuming it. Let me rephrase, a greater love for the campaign of this game. Doing the challenges are still absolutely awful, and I hate them so much, but all the details they put in this game makes me love it that much more. And after playing a number of games that require you to be a completionist-ish. The fact that I had to go through and do everything in this game was actually kind of refreshing. Now, I still don't want to do this every single time. That still seems like a terrible thing to do. And if I can avoid it, I would. But just the fact that like everything was actually clear for once felt really good. It felt really great that everything was, I'm not going to say logical, because it wasn't. Not everything was logical in this game. But what trophies I had to do made sense, made me happy. It really did make me happy. So I will say that I enjoyed that. That being said, I don't really have a lot to say. This was number 75 for me. So it should be a bigger game. But at the end of the day, it wasn't supposed to be my 75. It was supposed to be a different game. This was always going to be on my list of platinums. But it wasn't supposed to be here. So even though I'm completely frustrated with the fact that of when I played this, of when I platinumed it, I'm not going to give a great game a bad score because of my nonsense. Because at the end of the day, the platinum's a good platinum. It requires you to be good at the game. It tests your ability, and it tests kind of everything you gotta do for it. And it makes you be Batman. Which, we've platinumed Batman games on the show before. We've platinumed Lego Batman. We played Telltale Platinum, Batman Arkham Knight. And those games, yes, you are Batman, but you don't feel as much as Batman as you actually are. And in this game, does. And I know that's something that is it's almost a stereotypical trope at this point to be like, this game makes you feel like Batman. But it does. Everything makes sense. And I do really love it for that. So, even though we showed the platinum at the top of the episode, I'm going to show you it a little bit more close up so we can kind of look at it. And I will see you guys in a moment. So this is the Platinum Trophy. So originally and inspiredly called Platinum Trophy. That's bumming. But, it's a great game. It's in blue. Just like all the detective mode I was in the entire goddamn time. But, yeah, that's pretty much all I got. So, in the end of the day, I am immensely proud of this platinum. It is a good platinum to have. And I want to thank you guys for watching. So, thank you guys for watching, hanging out. If there are any more games I should platinum, let me know. Which games do you want me to do next? And, let me know. What's up? Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.